In 2009, Disney gave us Prep and Landing, a brand new holiday special for ABC that brought to life two elves making sure the coast is clear for Santa to drop off gifts at each house. It's a TV special that focused on something many of us who celebrate Christmas have always wondered. How does Santa deliver so many presents in one night without being seen? Prep and Landing, as well as the sequel shorts, are part of a long lineage of animated TV specials, and the holiday season doesn't really quite feel the same without them. There have been plenty of films about Christmas, dating all the way back to the early days of movies. In fact, a silent film version of A Christmas Carol was made all the way back in 1901. TV has also made a slew of Christmas episodes for its sitcoms and dramas and variety shows. It's not really that hard to find the holidays on TV during the month of December.
A Christmas special. That's nice. Do you want to watch a Christmas special?
But starting in 1964, with Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the animated Christmas special really came to life. It wasn't a part of another TV show, nor was it a full-fledged film that you'd see in theaters. It was an event where families from all over sat down to watch something original that connected them with the magic of the holiday season. So, what does that have to do with Prep and Landing? Well, the short was created without being attached to any other intellectual properties. And not only does it pay homage to those specials that came before it, but it delivered an original idea on the folklore that we've been thinking about for years. My name's Josh Taylor, this is Modern Mouse, and today I want to talk about the history of animated TV specials, how Prep and Landing evolved that tradition forward while still celebrating its past. When Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer debuted on TV in 1964, nobody knew it would be popular. It was made cheaply with only Burl Ives as a recognizable name among the voice cast. But as soon as it aired, it became a runaway success that has been played every year since on several different television stations. It inspired much of what we think of when we think about Santa, the North Pole, and especially elves. In fact, the whole wardrobe of Will Ferrell's perennial film Elf was designed around Hermie and the other elves from the Rudolph special. They also paid tribute by having their own portions of stop-motion animation in that movie.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal.
From then on, animated TV specials became the norm around the holidays, which made sense since a lot of shows decided to take a hiatus in the last few weeks of December. TV channels were looking to fill empty time slots, so it became easy to add one of these animated holiday specials every year. Shortly after Rudolph in 1965, we got A Charlie Brown Christmas, and 1966 gave us How the Grinch Stole Christmas. It's easy to look back on these specials and countless others like Jack Frost or Frosty the Snowman and think that they were just animated fodder to fill vacant time slots. The TV stations certainly saw them this way, but they became culturally significant in ways that the people who created them wouldn't even come to understand. Rudolph would inspire so many creatives to make stop-motion animated specials, and I'd go as far as to say that without it, we would have never seen The Nightmare Before Christmas as it is now. A Charlie Brown Christmas actually killed the entire aluminum Christmas tree industry that had become so popular in mid-century America, with people opting to get real trees or fake trees that looked real starting the following year after it aired. And How the Grinch Stole Christmas took the popular book and turned the Grinch into a cultural icon, one that would end up on merchandise and popularize calling someone a Grinch if they weren't in a festive spirit. Prior to Prep and Landing, Disney made short cartoons based around the holiday themes, and at this point, had packaged them together into half-hour specials. But Disney took a real stab at creating their own Christmas special with Mickey's Christmas Carol. The 26-minute holiday special actually aired in its entirety along with a re-release of The Rescuers before airing on TV during the holiday season of 1984. It was a significant special since it was the first time anyone had animated a new Mickey Mouse cartoon in 30 years. It received positive feedback and gave a boost to an animation team that had been struggling ever since Walt Disney passed. It motivated the team and became one of the first major success stories of Disney under the new leadership of Michael Eisner and Frank Wells, who would bring the Disney brand back to prominence throughout the rest of the 1980s and definitely during the 1990s. And if I can go off on a tangent here for just a minute, because Prep and Landing does something similar to what Mickey's Christmas Carol did. In the 2000s, Disney had stopped making short cartoons altogether, and the Disney formula of princesses singing Broadway musical numbers had really run its course. At this point, Disney was at another low, with movies like Chicken Little and Home on the Range. Movies that didn't resonate with audiences and weren't the box office success stories like the films of the 90s Renaissance. When John Lasseter and Ed Catmull from Pixar took over Disney's animation team in the mid-2000s, they decided to start work on shorts again, as they had been impactful for Pixar. Shorts have always been used to experiment, try new technology, use new forms of animation, and give artists a chance to direct or tell stories that just didn't fit in a full-length format. Story artist Chris Williams pitched the idea of Prep and Landing to John Lasseter, who liked the idea but thought it would be even better as a 30-minute TV special on ABC. When Chris Williams moved on to be the director of Bolt, Stevie Wormer-Skelton and Kevin Dieters stepped in to take on the project. Prior to working on Prep and Landing, the pair also worked on the Goofy short, How to Hook Up Your Home Theater, one of the early cartoons of the new shorts division. It was significant for two reasons. It was technologically advancing the animation team by going paperless and using tablets for much of the production, and Wormer-Skelton would become the first woman to ever direct a short at Disney, paving the way for others like Jennifer Lee to step in and start directing films like Frozen. When Prep and Landing debuted on TV in 2009, it was the most watched show of that night. That gave Disney the green light to go ahead and make more shorts starring Wayne and Lanny, the elf stars of Prep and Landing. That included the short Operation Secret Santa and the 30-minute sequel special Naughty vs. Nice. The original special would end up winning the Disney animation team 4 Emmy Awards, including Outstanding Animated Program, a category usually dominated by shows like The Simpsons or South Park. Rarely did a TV special ever win that award. With that said, Prep and Landing became a key component to the rejuvenation of Disney's animation team, as they started to roll into more and more success with the new Disney revival. And the years that followed the special gave us films like Tangled and Frozen and Wreck-It Ralph and Big Hero 6. Okay, back on topic here. What made Prep and Landing sort of successful and why people tuned in to watch it initially is because it tried to explain the magic of Christmas while also updating the Christmas special to the 21st century. The story of Santa Claus dates all the way back to the 3rd century, but it's only been since the 1800s that we've tried to explain the Santa folklore and how he delivers so many presents in one evening. The stories continued to evolve during the 1800s with the North Pole and reindeer and elves. And since the 1800s, the folklore of Santa and everything that goes with it has continued to evolve thanks to pop culture. The 1964 Rudolph special showed us that elves have personalities and beliefs outside of just toy making. The 1994 Disney film, The Santa Claus, and its sequels showed how the elves actually ran everything at the North Pole. They were in charge of maintaining the sleigh, caring for the reindeer, and taking requests from children from all over the world.
You have 11 months to get your affairs in order, and you're due back here Thanksgiving.
I'm not coming back here on
I'll
Thanksgiving.
ship the list to your house.
What list?
Come on, a list.
That's where Prep and Landing comes in. The elves from these TV specials are who Santa trusts the most, and do in fact take care of the majority of the Christmas duties. But with technology advancing in the 21st century, Disney Animation wasn't looking to just explain everything with magic. The elves use the technology of the world that we live in, as well as magic from the North Pole, in order to keep Santa safe and give him a quick in and out so that he has time and is able to visit every home. That's the premise that we pick up on right away once we watch the first few minutes of Prep and Landing. If you watch these specials, you notice the cell towers, the GPS trackers, and the wireless everything mixed with magic sleeping dust. You'll also find that Wayne, Lanny, and the rest of the cast aren't just telling a story about technology, but about what the magic of Christmas really is. Christmas is about friendship and family and love and hope. Prep and Landing isn't trying to explain away the magic of Christmas with technology. It's actually trying to shift the narrative of Christmas back to its origins. Rather than just stating how magical reindeer and elves are, these specials are actually trying to do something different. Yes, these are CG animated films with a ton of technology in them, but the focus of the story and plot points aren't about that technology. These TV specials put a focus back on why we created the modern Christmas holiday in the first place. It's about reuniting with those that you care about and embracing people that are new and trying to make the world a much kinder place. In the first special, Wayne, who's been working on the Prep and Landing team for years, is reluctant to work with his new partner Lanny after getting passed over for another job in the North Pole. What follows is a story of how his stubbornness almost ruins Christmas for a young child, and he and Lanny have to work hard to convince the other elves and Santa to circle back to that house that they've been prepping. It's a story that has technology within it, but at its core, it's a story about accepting those around you and not allowing yourself to ruin things for others, ultimately creating a kinder and more welcoming world. In the sequel special, Naughty vs. Nice, Wayne and Lanny are joined by Noel, whose job is to give coal to naughty kids on Christmas. They go on a search and rescue mission to retrieve some old tech left behind at a home from the previous Christmas, and we end up learning that the bad kid we think we know is actually a good kid trying to navigate not being the only child in their home. And Noel and Wayne, who have been at odds the entire special, find that despite their different personalities as brothers, they do really care for each other. They might not be the most recognizable characters, nor do they have the longevity that some of the specials from the 1960s have had, but Prep and Landing have created their own space among the long list of classic TV specials, and have also paved the way for more in the future. It's fun to think about Santa and elves and reindeer and the North Pole. But what makes these specials great isn't any of that. Whether it's Rudolph or Charlie Brown or Wayne the Elf, these TV specials have heart and warmth, the kind that we all desire during a long winter. It's what makes them great and what keeps us coming back watching them year after year. And it's partially why the holiday season is just so magical. Thanks for taking a little bit of time out of your day to watch one of my videos. If you haven't already and you want to see more from me, click the subscribe button down below, and also check out a video from my Christmas playlist right here if you're interested in seeing more holiday stuff. And in the meantime, my friends, as always, thank you for watching and keep moving forward.